श्रीकान्तो मातलो सजन्नेसर मंगलाजनकाः शङ्करो महादेवः त्वं वन्दे गजाननं विमलपटी कमलकुटी पुस्तकरुद्राक्षसहस्रपुटी कामाक्षी पक्ष्मलाक्षी कलितविपञ्ची विभासी वारिञ्ची मनोजवं मारुतुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयुतमुखं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि. Once we can chant शिवशक्त्यायुक्तम्.
शिवशक्त्या युक्तो यदि भवति शक्तप्रभवितुं न चेदेवं देवो न खलु कुशलस्पन्दितुमपि अतस्त्वामाराध्यां हरिहरविरिञ्चादिविरपि प्रणन्तुं स्तोतुं वा कथमकृतपुण्यप्रभवति.
ज्ञानानन्दमय देव.
ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीव उपास्महे.
शारदानिरतेन्दु
सारथिनीरतेन्दुघनसारपटीरमरालमल्लिका हारतुषारफेन रजताचलकासफणीसकुण्डमन्दार सुधापयोधिसुततामरसामरवाहिनी शुभकारत नొప్పునిన్ను భారతి.
गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां
गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीमेधदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः.
Very good. Jai Jai Shankara, Har Har Shankara. So today the 61st Slokam that we are going to discuss. I was searching for the picture. I'll try to find it. If not, I'll try to create it with the AI and try to post it when I post this video. The 61st Slokam goes as, it talks about mother's nose. Many of the slokas until now, from the 50s to almost late 50s and 60s, we have seen the shlokas talked about mother's eyes, the three eyes talking to the ears, the name of Meenakshi Tattvam, Kamakshi Tattvam. That's what Manmada prayed to. Now, today, as we are covering the next part, as we descend from mother's eyebrow size to the nose, the beautiful nose, Tara Kanti Tiraskari Nasa Abharna Basura, which talks about, this is the Lata Sahasranam name. From this Slokam onwards, we'll again go back to Lalita Sahasranam and keep discussing one of the Soundarya Slokas and the connected Lalita Sahasranam names. If you remember, almost 3 years ago when we were discussing, 2.5 years ago when we were discussing Lalita Sahasranam, we forked into Soundarya Lahari when we were discussing about Mahamantra, Mahayantra, Mahatantra Namam. And then we discussed about Sri Chakram, Mahayantra, Mahamantra, about mother's different mantras, Lalita, Panchadasi, Shodasi, Panchadasi being the prime most important, that is applicable to all the Grihasthas. And then we started discussing the Tantra Sastram, which is often misunderstood because of the English or the Western connotations of what Tantra meant or how people understood, which is not what it is. Even if we look at the Yogi Vemana, who actually taught a similar concept of Tantra, who said one who does not become a kami can never become a moksha kami. So unless each devotee is able to get rid of his or her materialistic desires, he or she will not be able to ascend up in her or his spiritual life. Therefore, Tantra becomes an extremely important vehicle of transformation. Okay, just like when we take off, a rocket takes off with a lot of weight. As it burns off the fuel, it drops the empty canisters or the cylinders which was carrying the fuel. So it becomes lighter in order to get outside of the atmosphere of Earth with what we call the escape velocity. So it can escape through. Similarly, in our lives, also, we have to put efforts and keep getting rid of these materialistic desires. And that's essentially what Jagadguru very beautifully covers in the 61st Slokam, which, if chanted upon every day and meditated upon every day, great Mahatmas like Pitadipatis, great devotees, and great sannyasis, great Vairagis will be born in our family lineage. So this Slokam, whoever chants in their lineage, great devotees, sannyasis, Vairagis will be born, who can uplift 21 generations before their Pitrulokas, 21 Pitrulokas, 21 in the lineage and 21 after as well. So that is the power of this Slokam. What does this talk about? Very simply put, this talks about mother your nose. It's being compared to a bamboo stick. Your nose has a nose ring that everybody is able to see, but it also has a pearl within. When you inhale, the pearl is going inside. When you exhale, the pearl is gently coming in. If you see in some sampradayas, especially in the Nath Sampradaya and others, there the nose rings are not stitched to the outside of the nose, but it's stitched in between the septa that separates this a separator that separates the left and right nostril. And there's a small ring. Unless you focus and see, you will not be able to see that metallic ring on top of which typically a pearl is kept. Okay, depending on the sampradayas, a diamond can be kept, a pearl can be kept, but pearl is the most common. Okay. Now today's slokam says, Aso nasa vamsat tuhinagiri vamsat dvajapati. Aso nasa vamsat tuhinagiri vamsat dvajapati. Vamsa, we understand the lineage. Dvaja means a flag. Pati, dvajapati means, there's a flag that has been put to a flag post. And this is, what flag post is this? Vamsa dvajapati. So flag is the first thing that you see when you are about to see a temple, the chakra or the flag at the top. And then as you are approaching it, it can be seen from anywhere. So the flag post is the peak of the top. So there is a lineage of Vamsa, or there is a dynasty. Which dynasty? The Asau Nasa Vamsa Tuhinagiri Vamsa Dvajapati. Tuhinagiri essentially means the Himalayas, the mountains that are covered with snow. So, mother, you are born to Father Himavan, Mother Menaka Devi, because of their devotion to you. When they saw the Sati Devi and wanted a daughter like her, you said, there is nobody like her, I have to be born. And therefore, after you withdrew your Sati Devi avataram because of the insult Daksha did by conducting Nidishvara Yagam, and you could not hear to the insults of your husband. So you sacrificed yourself by invoking the Yoga Agni in your body, by inhaling through the right nostril. So there are two nerves in our body, Ida, Pingala. These two nerves are going from the bottom of the spine, and they are going like, keep thinking of helical or number 8. It's constantly going like, two nadis or two ropes are intertwining each other. Now the Ida nadi comes and connects to the left nose of ours. The Pingala nadi comes to the right nose of ours. Pingala is also called the Surya nadi. Ida is called the Chandra nadi. When you close your right nostril, you close with your thumb and keep inhaling with your left nostril multiple times, your body temperature will start cooling down because you are invoking and activating the Chandra nadi. Similarly, the sadhus, rishis who are there in the Himalayas, they'll try to activate the right nostril, which when you do it, when you can use the left hand as well, but when we use these two fingers, the index and the middle finger are typically not used in pranayama, right? We use these three fingers, and you close with this ring finger or both the fingers, depending on how your sadhana is done. And either you connect these two fingers to the forehead or you leave them. So if you are trying to inhale and exhale through your right nostril, your body temperature keeps going up. So in our body, depending on the external temperature, the internal temperature is maintained constant by the balance of Ida and Pingala Nadi. These are when these the air and breath prana is balanced in Ida and Pingala, Sushumna, which is an nadi, which is in between these intertwined, will start lifting the kundalini, which will start waking up and go up like molten gold with that color of gold, yellow, like the morning rising sun, Aruna color. Okay. Now this is Asau Nasa Vamsa Tuhinagiri Vamsa Dwajapati. Asau means in you, Nasa Vamsa or here. Nasa is a nostril. Vamsa means the lineage. Vamsa Dwajapati, right? Dwajapati is belonging to that flag post on which a flag is connected, belonging to the king and queen of Himalayas. Okay, because of their devotion, mother, you are born there. The second line says, Asau Nasa Vamsat Tuhinagiri Vamsat Dwajapati, Twadiyo Netra, Twadiyo Nedibya Palatu Palamasmaka Muchitam, Twadiyo Nediya, Twadiyo. Twadiyo essentially means Tvam, Twadiyam means yours. Nediya means Tvadiya. Nediya is fast, soon, quick. Tvadiyo Nediyo Palatu, the one which gives quick results. Palam Asmakam Uchitam essentially means Palam, the fruits, Asmakam, immediately, okay, Asmakam on us, Uchitam, effect, consequent, if I clap, you hear the sound, cause and effect. Now here, mother, I'm looking at the flag post of Himalayas. That is the daughter. Why is it called flag post? Where does mother live? Mother lives on Meru Parvatam. Where is Meru Parvatam? In the Himalayas. So Meru is what brings the importance to Himalayas. And mother always lives on the Meru Parvatam. That is the reason Meru is called the flag post of Himalayas. When you do any puja, you do Satchidanvratam, all the planets are invited. Okay, all the divine planets are invited doing a clockwise pradakshina to Meru Parvatam and come. The Rakshasa Grahas like Rahu and Ketu are invited to do apradakshina, anti-clockwise, because they are Rakshasas. They go anti-clockwise to Meru and come, and they sit in the Satchidanvratam. So Meru is the flag post. That is the reason Mother is being compared to the Meru mountain. There is no difference between Mother and Meru mountain, because Meru is none other than the Sri Chakram in 3 dimensions. That is the reason when you keep a 3-dimensional Sri Chakram, you call it Mahameru. So Mother's mountain, because Mother sat on it, it started getting the power. Just like if you keep a piece of magnet on top of a metal, over a period of time, that metal starts behaving like magnet. Mother has been sitting on Meru Parvatam from time immemorial, eons. Therefore, that Meru Parvatam became a Sri Chakra by itself, getting the power and becoming equal to, like Nandi is equal to Shiva, Meru Parvatam is equal to Mother. Aso Nasa Vamsat Tuhinagiri Vamsat Dvajapati Tvadiyo Nediyo Palatu Palamasmakamuchitam. When I look at that flag post of Meru Parvatam, whether I see you or not, I'm seeing the Meru Parvatam. Therefore, immediately I will start getting the effect, results of looking at that Meru Parvatam. What are those results that we'll get? Asau Nasa Vamsat Tuhinagiri Vamsat Dvajapati Tvadiyo Nediyo Palatu Palamasmakamuchitam. Vahantyantyer Mukta Sisira Niswasa Galitam. When I look at you, where am I looking at you? I'm looking at you in my dhyana, plane of consciousness. What happens is Vahantyantyar Mukta. There is a antar. So basically, there's a pearl onto your nostrils, but that pearl is little coming towards the left nostril. Why is pearl being connected to the left nostril and not right nostril? Pearl in astrology is connected to the Chandragraham. Okay, since the Chandra Nadi is the left nerve of mother. Where is mother? She's sitting in you, she's sitting in me, called Aham Brahmasmi. I'm being reminded of a great story of Mother Goddess Sita's father, Janaka. Janaka is a Brahma Rishi. Though he was a king, he was an enlightened soul. Before he became enlightened, he was sitting one day and chanting Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. And one of his gurus came there and realized Janaka is sitting and chanting out Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. The guru came and he was holding a mandala, kamandala, and dandakam, a stick and a pot in which saints carry the water. He waited for a few minutes. Janaka was not stopping. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi was saying. Then the guru did not want to interrupt his disciple, but he wanted to teach him a lesson. Then he said, Dandaka Mandala, Dandaka Mandala, Dandaka Mandala. Janaka got irritated, saying, why is my guru screaming Dandaka Mandala, stick pot, stick pot, stick pot? Then Janaka said, respected Guru, everybody knows that it is Dandaka Mandala, stick and a pot. Guru smiled and said, Janaka, everybody knows that there is divine in you. So you don't have to say, keep saying Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. You are the divine, just that you have to realize it by going Antarmukhatvam. Similarly, Vahantyantyer Mukta Niswasagalitam. So when we start focusing on mother and her beautiful face, when you keenly start observing, if you are able to take your dhyanam from the mesmerizing three eyes of mother down to the nostril, the sound of nostril is which is what making the sound of Veda. Om Shamchame Mayaschame Priyam Chame Nukamaschame Kamaschame Sau Manasaschame Badram Chame Shreyaschame Vashyachame Yasaschame Bhagaschame Dravanam Chame Yantachame Dartachame Kshemaschtame Dhritischtame Mahastame Samvichame Gnatram Chame Sustame Prasustame Siram Chame Layaschame Chame Amrutam Chame Anamayaschame Jivatustame Dirghayutvam Chame Anamitram Chame Abhayam Chame Sugam Chame Shayanam Chame Susha Chame Sudinam Chame. Stanti Anvakam of Rudra Chamakam. By the way, when Daksha, the father of Dakshayani, was severed by Virabhadra, and Daksha's wife prayed to Mother Divine. She was a great devotee of Mother Divine. That's the reason Dakshayani was born to them. But because of arrogance, Daksha became arrogant and he thought he is the father of Parashakti rather than realizing Parashakti blessed him by being his daughter. So Daksha's mother, who is a great devotee of Mahatripura Sundari, said, Mother, I'm your devotee. And today, my Saumangalyam, husband, has been killed. Can you not please bring him back to life and forgive him and make him realize his mistake? So mother naturally looked at father, not in the Dakshayani form. She does not want to be associated with Dakshayani anymore. But like in Dakshinamurti, where is mother? She is within him in the form of Meda, his consciousness. So mother looked from within in Shiva, and Shiva Avyaja Karuna, right? He is moved with Karuna and said, there was a dead goat there. When Veerbhadra, was doing the severing of everyone, in that commotion, a goat died. So Veerbhadra chopped that neck of goat and connected it on top of the head of Daksha. Why was then mother said, can he not get his human face? Mother is Dakshayani's mother and Daksha's wife. When she asked that, Shiva smiled and Veerabhadra spoke, said, Daksha moved with an arrogance that it is me, 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 me. I'm one of the Prajapatis. Nothing happens without me. So he used the word me, 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 me a lot. And therefore, I am I'm bringing him back to life with the head of a goat, which keeps repeating me. And then when he was brought back to life, Daksha, out of his devotion to Shiva and realizing his mistake, he chanted Chamakam. That is the reason in every word in Chamakam it ends with me, like the goat bleats. Okay, this is the secret of Chamakam. And then after Chamakam, he was blessed. Then he chanted the Om Namas Somaya cha Rudraya cha Namas Tamraya cha Harunaya cha Namas Shangaya cha Pashupataya cha Namo Ugraya cha Bhimaya cha Namo Agre Vadaya cha Dure Vadaya cha Namo Antre cha Haniyase cha Namo Vrukshebhyo Harikeshebhyo Namas Taraya cha Maiskaraya Namas Shivaya cha Shivataraya cha. The first time in the eighth Anuvakam of Rudranamakam, where Om Namah Shivaya appears. Okay, these are Vedas, these Vedic sounds that have been experienced by the saints, Shrunvantapaha, since Sanatana Dharma runs on the oral tradition. Today, Mother is choosing me as an instrument to relay these stories that probably 5 people, 6 people, 7 people will listen. You will tell your sons, daughters, grandkids. They will tell whatever they know. And when you talk about the 61st Slokam, there will be someone born in your family or you yourself will do the 61st Slokam so much that there'll be a Mahatma who will be born. So that is how Mother propagates the Sanatana Vedic Puranic values and the power through the oral tradition. So when Daksha was brought back, he heard this the breath sound of Shiva and realized this is the Parameshwara himself, whom I insulted and chanted Rudranamka Chamkas, not for the first time, but they were being repeated again, which were heard from the sound of Parameshwara. Whom are we talking about in this slokam? Parameshwari. So how would her breath be any different than her husband's? Therefore, when the breath comes out of mother, it is making the sound of Vedas, the mantras. Depending on our level of grasp, we will be able to listen to that at the level, we can realize it. Vahantyanthyarmukta Srisara Nishwasa Galitam. When you start focusing and able to skip those mesmerizing eyes and come to the nose, and you focus on the tip of the nose, that beautiful nose of mother, you will start seeing the gentle pearl from the left side of the nostril is coming out as mother is exhaling the cool air, and as she is inhaling the air, it's going in. As you start focusing on this will start transforming your karmas like nobody can imagine, therefore making way for a great Pitadipati in the lineage of Adishankara, in the lineage of Ramanujacharya, in the lineage of Madhvacharya to be born in your family who can continue the roots of Sanatan Dharma ahead. Right? Tara, Kanti Tiraskar, Nasa Basura, and this name both have the same effect. Tara, Kanti Tiraskar, Nasa Basura essentially means there are so many shining stars, so many other gods' forms. But when it comes to you, mother, forget about your whole rupam. Your nose ring itself dispels the energy that comes from all other nakshatras. Who are nakshatras? The devas have taken that form. Why is mother's nose ring able to disregard the light that is coming out of all other taras? Because all other stars are part of mother. Mother is the sum total of everything. All other stars are parts and fractions of mother. Therefore, her nose ring, which is her sum total, being reflecting out like a diamond ring, a nose stud of diamond ring, is rejecting the light coming out of all, which means when you chant a Rama mantra, a Krishna mantra, you are praying to a part of mother's body. When eventually, that is the reason in the last class we also talked about Sri Krishna prayed to mother. Arjuna prayed to mother. Arjuna Krita Bhadrakali Stotram is also very famous. Rama Lakshmana Agraja Pujita prayed to mother. Hanuman's mother prayed to mother, right? Mother Lalita. So eventually, no matter which god or goddess we pray to, he or she will take us to Mother Goddess Lalita. That's essentially what the Tara Kanti Tiraskar Nasa Abharna Basura means. Doesn't mean you cannot pray to other gods. When you pray to other gods, you will realize all these forms lead to the formless, what I call Parashakti. And that is the reason Jagadguru is talking about the Ida and Pingala here. And in the fourth line, Antyantir Mukta Niswasagalitam Samruddhayatasam Bahirapi Samukta Samuddayatasam Bahirapi Samukta Manidaraha. When mother is inhaling and exhaling, the nose ring with the pearl is coming out, right? Samruddhaya is essentially what the fourth line says. Sishilanishwasa Galitam, pushed out by the breath. And after that, what happens is Samruddhaya, essentially Samruddham, Vriddhi. Samvriddhi means prosperously abundant. Samvriddhi. Samruddhaya Yattasam means out of, out. Yattasam means the pearl that is going in is now coming out. Bahirapi, Bahira means outside. We know Samruddhaya Yattasam, Bahirapi, Muktamani Daraha. So Muktamani is essentially pearl. Shishira Nishwasagalitam, Nishwasam. Nishwasam is the air that is leaving out. Galitam means coming out or being pushed out. Your outcoming cool air is pushing out Muktamani Daraha. The Muktamani essentially is the pearl. Now, how is this beneficial to us if we continue to chant or focus on Jagadguru is connecting the Lata Sahasranam Namam, Tarakam Tiraskar Nasavarna Basra to this Slokam. I also told you the effect of chanting and meditating on this, on how Mahatmas will be born in your lineage when you continue to chant this Slokam every day, right? Now, why is mother's nose being compared to bamboo? Why not other sticks? Bamboo is, Krishna's flute is made out of bamboo. Bamboo has a unique feature. Bamboo is a class of grass, which when it is born, especially there's a bamboo called Chinese bamboo, if I still remember. When it is born, the first 30 days it grows very slow. The next 60 days it grows moderately fast. The next 30 days, 60 to 90, it reaches 60 feet, 90 feet, and the weak grass becomes a strong bamboo shoot. Okay. And this bamboo shoot grows so fast that it starts vertically going against the gravity. And we use bamboo sticks. Bamboo has something called a bamboo rice. Bamboo fruit is often called bamboo rice, which is what gets trapped in between the bamboo as it grows. And bamboo does not produce any fruit that you and I can eat, like mangoes, apples, and others. So bamboo is a class of grass. Grass is what people generally walk on and feel very comfortable. But here is a grass that is not only very strong, that is transformed to made ladders using which we climb up. Now the same bamboo can transform you. How will it transform? When a bamboo stick has been drilled holes into and cut into a different form of shape, length, and size, and when you precisely know where to make the holes, the bamboo will start making sa re ga ma pa da ni, because of the resonance of music. When you blow air into it, because of the resonance physics phenomenon, it will start making the sa re ga ma pa da ni sound. Similarly, our body, our spine is often compared to mother's sugarcane bow. Sugarcane bow also appears like bamboo stick. If you see, bamboo is hollow, sugarcane is strong, solid. Now, when bamboo is being compared here, because when air flows through bamboo, if you drill the holes, it will start making musical sound. That is the reason Krishna's flute was so mesmerizing. Krishna was a great devotee of mother in the form of Rajashamala. We discussed in one of the podcasts multiple years ago on there is a form of Rajashamala called Veni Shyamala. She plays the flute. Krishna was a great devotee of mother Shyama and Shyamala. That's how Krishna has become Shyama. Right? When Krishna was born, since he's the Paripurna Avataram, Yogamaya also born. There's no difference between Mahakali and Krishna. When Krishna is in his peaceful form, Krishna is taken the Bhadrakali Rupam. When Krishna is in ferocious form killing somebody, he is called the Rudrakali Rupam. When Krishna is in the form of Bhadrakali, Rudrakali, Mahakali, when Krishna showed the Vishwarupam to Arjuna in the battlefield, nobody else could see. That is the Mahakali Rupam. Not everybody can see. Not everybody can pray to Mahakali also because they are worried. What will she do? Okay, but Mahakali is the first transformational force in the Dasa Mahavidyas. When you pray to her, she will take away all your bad. That is the reason she is represented by the color black. She absorbs everything that is bad and does not belong to you. Okay, and she licks you clean like a mother cow. A cow can clean its just born calf by licking it, the womb fluid and the womb, sac, everything the mother can lick it clean, which is called Vatsalya Tattvam. Similarly, Mahakali will lick us clean, and that's what helps. That's the reason bamboo is being used here by Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya. Jagadguru says, just like the air when it enters a bamboo stick, provided the holes are drilled at the right place. Sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. If you take at where should the holes be drilled in our body? Mooladharam, Swadhisthhanam, Manipuram, Anahatam, Vishuddhi, Agya, Sahasratalam. Sa, Ri, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni. As you, that's the reason it's called Nada Yogam. When you constantly listen to Sangeetam, whether it's Carnatic or Western, composed to the Sarigama Padani, you will get into a state of meditation, trance, samadhi. Everything happens naturally. You don't have to do any sadhanas. That is the reason Tyagaraja, Annamacharya, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Shamasastri, all of them reached moksham through Sangeetam, which is called Nada Yogam. This specific 61st Slokam also talks about Nada Yogam. How does it talk about Nada Yogam? It says, when you are talking about mother's nose, and you can also do sadhana, ignoring these two fingers, the index and the middle finger. You take these three, the thumb, the ring finger, the little finger. Inhale through the left nostril, hold it by closing whichever mantra or name you are chanting, chant it 3 times, 5 times, 7 times, 9 times, holding it even odd numbers, right? The reason we go with odd numbers, you can go with even numbers also. There's nothing that says. The reason we go with odd numbers is it's easy to increase the count when you are actually doing, because the breath will be in the form of even. Because you have two nostrils, so the breath you take will be even. So the Namajapa, when it is odd, you will not mix up the breath and the count of Namajapa you are doing. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. 5 times, holding the breath. Exhaling through the right nostril. When you exhale through the right nostril, you will see the air will come out warm, humid, because it's taking out the body temperature and coming out. Inhale through the left nostril. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Initially, you will do that way. And when you are chanting, you should be able to visualize Om Namo Narayanaya on the forehead. Your forehead is the projector IMAX screen on which your mental plane is writing in the language of your choice, your comfort. Think of it, it's being written. Om Namo Narayanaya, and your inner gaze, your eyes are looking at it. Therefore, by default, you're going into Shambhavi Mahamudra, which basically starts meditating, taking you to the next level, whichever state you are in. And when you do this, what happens? You'll see the exhale becomes more than the inhale. It comes to a level where if you inhale for 2 seconds, the exhale will go for 4 seconds. Okay, 2 plus 4, 6 seconds. In the process, you are chanting Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana 3 times. When you are exhaling, Om Namo. When you are exhaling gently, internally you have to say, if you have said 3 times earlier, try to say it 6 times. The easiest way is you have taken inhale, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. Hold it. Now you are exhaling. Initially, you will not be able to do it synchronously with the breath and the Namam. Om Namo Narayana, 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 Om Namo Narayana. Every time you say the Namam, it ideally should be more than how many ever counts you have done holding. By doing this, what are you doing? You are increasing the lung capacity. You are increasing the kumbhakam, rechakam, inhaling the prana. Therefore, you are arresting the mind. No thoughts would come. When you do this, internally your chakras are getting opened up. When the chakras get opened up, when you are in meditation, you will hear the sound of shankam. You will hear the sound of bamboo flute. You will hear the sound of music inside. You will first hear the sound of nadam. This is the nadam the heart produces by beating, rotating the blood. Ma is the closest name to us, Amma, Ma, right? So, sa, ri, ga, ma, ma, pa, sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. You see, that is the, in the 7 notes, ma is the middle one. So that's where we start naturally. As you start doing it, makaram, you will realize this makaram has all the sounds that are becoming merged. They're converging into it. When you keep saying sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. Again, there are pitches in this. You know, people who are familiar with music will understand. There are different pitches in this that you will get through. So when you are chanting a Mohan Ragam, when you are singing a Hindolam, Hamsadvani, you are basically using Sarigama Padani and singing in different combinations. When you do that, what happens? Unknowingly, your breath starts doing the Nada Yogam. Okay, that's the reason Tyagaraja started his composition saying Nada Tanumanisam Shankaram. Okay, people, if they're meditating on Shiva, okay, Shiva is the treasure house of music. Therefore, when Narada gave the Saraswati Grandham to Tyagaraja, who, when Tyagaraja read it, the first song he composed is Nada Tanumanism. And Tyagaraja was born with the blessings of Shiva in that place, I think Tiruchatnur, where Shiva is called Tyagaraj. Tyagaraja's parents were great devotees of Shiva and mother. When they prayed to the Shivalingam, he was born. Therefore, he was called Tyagaraju. But just like Potana, who was born into Shiva family but was a great Rama devotee, Tyagaraja was a great Rama devotee because they don't see a difference between Shiva and Rama. And that is the true devotion. If a guru or a disciple or a devotee starts seeing difference between, they might be very devoted, they might be at a very advanced level, but they are not seeing the connectivity amongst things. Therefore, they still have a lot to evolve. They probably are 90% accomplished, but they still have 100% to go because they're not seeing the unity in diversity. And therefore, they are fragmenting things rather than unifying. A true guru is the one who unifies things. In spite of the differences, we all have differences. You look different, I look different. You know, my karmas are different, my struggles are different, my pleasures are different, your struggles are different, your pleasures are different. But you and I are alive because the Parashakti is continue to keep us. Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. When a yogi goes to a home and says Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi, is not asking for, or she's not asking for begging from the home. Bhavati, I am alive, Bhiksham Dehi. The one, he's asking Mother Goddess Annapurna, who keeps feeding everyone. And he is invoking the Annapurna Tattvam in the housewife or the house owner or whoever it is, and saying, give me the food that can continue to keep me alive. Now, this is a brief attempt at this very powerful slokam. Asau nasa vamsattu hinagiri vamsadvachapati. Tvadiyo nediyo palatu palamasmakamuchitam. Ahantyantar mukta nishvasagalitam. Samruddhayatta sambahirapi mukta manidaraha. Now, when you chant the bamboo, you will become the bamboo through which mellifluous, beautiful, sweet words will come. You will be able to control your emotions, your anger, your lust, your greed. The six will be controlled. Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsarya, Lobha, Mohas. And you will be able to keep going to a state of fourth, Turiyam. You will always prefer isolation. You want to sit alone and you want to enjoy in silence. People think, why is this person? You see, people who are transforming spiritually, they don't like the company of other people. If they're in the company of other people, they want to talk about God. If they're in the company of other people, they want to talk about the divine leelas. They don't want to talk about materialistic things. The other beauty of bamboo is when we continue to chant this, just like bamboo does not give fruits that you and I can eat. Bamboo seeds, which are also called bamboo rice, is what obviously helps it reproduce and propagate, right? Through botanical zoophily, anemophily, entomophily, hydrophily. Zoophily, when animals, birds are flying, the pollens get stuck to them and goes around. Zoophily. Anemophily, air, you see the seeds floating in air. Anemophily. Entomophily, insects, honeybees, when they go from flower to flower, you see they are spreading the pollen, right? Zoophily, anemophily, entomophily, hydrophily, through the water. Who is propagating all of this? Mother Parashakti is propagating. So she's the one who is causing the bamboo rice to spread out. The bamboo shoots will come. You and I are born like the very delicate grass onto which our karma stamps. As we start doing sadhana, though karma is stamping onto us, we will start growing against the gravity. As we do more sadhana, our faith in the divine becomes so strongly rooted because of our experiences, and we will stand going against the karmic rules that are applicable to others, and we will go, like a bamboo shoot, you will go 30, 60, 90 feet. And when you are there, people will look at you saying, one day, at one point in time, this was also a small, tiny grass blade that no other animal, herbivorous animal, could eat. It grew. No insect could eat it away. The karma, or nobody could stamp it down. It was born in the same mud through which everything is born. But here is this bamboo shoot that grew up strong. As long as it is green and alive, it is continuing to show an example on how you can grow against all the odds and reach, astral heights. After the bamboo stick is dry and dead, it gets converted into a flute. It gets converted into a ladder that people can ascend upon. It gets converted into a stick that people can use. So during its life, after its life, it's continued to serve good purposes. But a true bamboo stick that converts into a flute, which is being played in temples like Ayodhya, Varanasi, Brindavan, to as the Sangeeta Seva, Nritya Seva of Parama Bhagavan. At one point in time, this was a blade of grass. Today, it is being used in the company of divine to play the music. How the evolution has evolved through. Today, this is a ladder that is being used to clean the Kasi Vishwanath temple. At one point in time, this ladder was a bamboo shoot in some forest somewhere in Orissa. From there, this came to this temple, serving the temple. How that bamboo shoot is getting a punya every time people are climbing up, cleaning the temple premises, right? And therefore, it is evolving. That similar to that, your life and my life should evolve. When we speak words, the prana is going in and it should come out and give hope to others. It should give faith to others. It should establish confidence in others. It should not destabilize somebody, it should not insult someone. So choose the words like music that will come out. If you don't like to say something, when you are angry, try to stay silent. And then when you are alive, be an example to others on how you can ascend and grow against all the odds. After your life, be a ladder to somebody else so they can climb up with whatever you left, like a Mahavatar Baba, like, an Om Swami, like Om Swami is still alive, right? And shooting against, showing us, and an Adi Shankaracharya, a Mahavatar Baba, they don't have to be in the physical Panchabhautika Shariram. They still come, right? And are always available because they don't need the five elemental body. They have gone beyond the five elemental Panchabhautika body. And this is a brief attempt. When you chant this slokam, you will transform, and a Mahatma, of Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya's stature or Jagadguru's stature will be born in your lineages, who will uplift the 21 generations before her or him and 21 generations after him or her. This is a brief attempt at the 61st Slokam. We'll conclude the class here today. We will chant Mangalam Guru Sri. Manasvi, can you chant it up?
Mangalam Guru Shri Chandramaleeshwarage Shakti Ganapati Sharadambike Shankaracharyanige Kala Bhairavage Kali Durgage Veera Dhira Sura Hanuma Maruti Charanage Mangalam Guru Shri.
Stay blessed, and we will meet in the next class. Sree Maathre Namaha.
Thank you.